Afternoon everyone, I hope everybody's okay. I'm coming on to share this card with you. Now, I made a similar card last year and everybody loved it. So this year I've changed it up a little bit and we're going to do a stepper card, but we're going to use some acetate. So what you're going to need for your base, I've got bits everywhere because I've roughed up all the edges. For your base you're going to need a piece of cardstock that measures 4 2/8 by 11. So 4 2/8 by 11, okay? And I've got mine the wrong way round. You're going to score it at 1 inch, 2 inch, 4 inch, 5 inch and 10.5. Then you're going to take your bone folder. Now I know I brought it in with me. I've just got a lot going on my table at the minute. I definitely did bring it in with me. Okay, so you're going to give them a really good burnish, and you'll notice you've got filled this one down, this one up, okay, this one down and this one up, so you end up with something that looks like that, okay, and from the top it will look like that after you've burnished all your score lines. Okay, so this is going to be a vintage card with a modern twist. Let me just move a couple of bits out the road because I need to heat emboss a couple of bits and bobs. So I'm using the Father Christmas stamp set, okay, and you can find this in the main catalogue, not the occasions one. So this is in the main catalogue. Let me just get my stamping blocks. And I'm going to need my longer ones. This is block I. Oh, this is well more than big enough. So I'm just going to centre that. Move this out of the road for a minute. And we're also going to heat emboss on our acetate as well. So we're going to take our bag, our little buddy, embossing buddy, and we're just gonna give that a good cover because I don't know how much of it I'm going to use yet. Depends on whether I get it right first time. So I'm sorry I never put a video up yesterday, but I was very busy. And the hubby was off, so okay, I was just inking up my stamp. Let's get this. Hope you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to stamp it down. Okay, so I know you can't see nothing, but don't worry, all will be revealed. And now I'm just putting on my bottom stamp onto my block, picking up my Versamark and again inking that up. I can just about make that out. So I want to go about here. Okay, now we're going to open our bronze, copper embossing powder, whichever you like to call it. Okay, so that's what I've stamped on there. And I know it's not straight, but I'm going to be cutting it out, so it doesn't need to be straight. Now, on our acetate, and I know you can't see it, but trust me, it's there. I'm going to do exactly the same, only this time, let me just take these stamps off and out the road, because we're finished with them. Only this time I'm going to be using the Colourful Seasons, and I'm going to be using the snowflakes. I'm going to change my block over to a D block. Sorry, I thought I'd already had that peeled off. And I'm just going to stick on my snowflakes, and I'm going to put them in a cluster. And you know what, I know this one's not a snowflake, but it's close enough, so I'm going to use it as well. It's the stamen out of the flower, but I'm going to use it as well. Just because there isn't 3 snowflake stamps. Hang on, where's my dust buddy? What did I do with it? Otherwise I'll end up with this everywhere, but I don't want it. So we're going to do the top and the bottom. And don't worry about the powder being on your acetate, because once you've heat embossed it, you can give it a wipe, so it won't harm it. Now, because we've got that, because we've got that overhang, right, on your acetate, you're going to have to compensate for that. So I'm just going to come, let me see, I want it that way. So I'm just going to come down there. So I give it about 1.5 inch gap. Okay, and again, I know you can't see it, but you will in a minute. Just inking up again with my Versamark, and then I'm coming up again, and we're going to come up about 1 inch. Okay. Now this is just the normal acetate sheets, and of course Mel can't see it. Okay, so there's our acetate sheet with our snowflakes on. Now get this out of my road, otherwise it'll blow everywhere. Okay, got my heat gun. Gonna turn it on now, so if you got me on loud, turn me down. And I'm gonna do the cardstock first. Just letting it heat up a little bit. We're not going to worry about it warping the card because we're going to be cutting this out. Okay, I think I've got all that. Now I'm going to pick up my acetate sheet. And we're going to do exactly the same to it. Just keep it moving around when you're doing the acetate, and it shouldn't warp. Okay, turn this off. So there's our snowflakes. Don't dry wobbly on me. That's warped a little bit, but we'll be alright. We'll sort that out. Not a big problem. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my trimmer. Put my track back in. And we're just going to cut these out, she says. They shouldn't be on there. You're not supposed to see them yet, but I'll give you a quick sneak peek. It's just I've been playing with them, so. Right, we're going to cut this out. Give myself room now. So we want to try and get it about there. Okay, I can get rid of that. And again, just take it up to the edge. I know this is going to be a long video, but I'm awfully sorry, but the results, you'll love it. I promise you. And I want to cut don't want to cut that off. Okay. I can just about hold this on the other side. There we go. The rest we can do with our scissors. So we're going to start our card now. Now I've roughed up all my edges. Don't know whether the camera's picking that up, but I have roughed them all up. And I've got my Where's that gone now? My ink and my sponge. And I'm using Sahara sand. And you don't need a lot on your sponge. Just rock it backwards and forwards a couple of times. And it'll just pick that up for you. Because honestly, you don't really need that much. And we're just going to ink round all them corners. And you can see where Mel's been having a play with the things you're not supposed to see at the minute. But I know many of you know about them anyway, so. Okay, you're going to do that to all your pieces. I'll just do it as quick. You can be more precise with yours. I'm just doing mine quick, and there's bits flying off everywhere. Okay, that'll do me. As I say, you can work on yours, you can take as much time as you like. So, we're going to start assembling this card. So, we know that this panel, hang on, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So we know this panel's 5 inches wide, long, by 4 2/8 wide. So you just take your layers down. I've took these down 2/8 of an inch top and side. That's all I've took them down. You are going to need some scouring tape. To go on your acetate. And again, my red layer, cherry cobbler layer, I have took down 2/8 on the side and on the top. So that's splodged out a bit too much. Not to worry. Oh, glitter. Everywhere to go, there's glitter. So you can see where I've been using my blendables. And you do have to use the thicker. This is the thick, very vanilla cardstock because they are alcohol and it will come through. So just be aware of that. And I know this is not going to go right the way down, but you're not going to see this part down here, so I'm not worried about it. Okay, now this is the point where you're going to need, hang on Mel, you've got layers to put on you. We know this step here is 1 inch. So if you cut your first layer at 7/8, and then you cut your second layer at 5/8. So this is my 7/8. Okay, and I have roughed up these edges as well. You will have time to ink yours. I'm just trying to, oh come on glue them. Okay, we know that this one is 2 inches, this panel here, so I've cut mine at 1 7/8 by 4, because don't forget it's 4 2/8 wide, so if you cut it at 1 7/8 by 4, that gives you that 2/8 of an inch on either side. Which Mel's cut is more. Okay, so now is where you're going to need your score tape, and what you're going to do is put a strip on the very bottom, on the very bottom of there, right across, okay, and on the top, but put that one, you can put that closer to the top, to be honest with you. You could even put 2 strips on. Make sure it didn't move. There you go. Give that a good squash down. And on the top, because it'll be easier just to get it off that way. And Mel's looking for a pokey tool and can't find it. So nails it is. And squash that down very well. Oh, come on. There we go. So you're going to take your acetate. As I say, you can wipe all that powdery stuff off. And you're going to line that up exactly with the bottom. And I know it's hard to see because it is clear, but do the best you can. You can always trim it off at the sides afterwards. Okay, and now you're going to stick that to the top. Ugh. And burnish it down. Now I know I can see that I've got an inch or so, well, 1/4 of an inch to take off at the top. Not to worry, we can sort that out. So I've got a slither to take off down the bottom here, which I doubt if these will let me. Oh, they will. It's better having too much than too little. Okay, and don't worry because we're going to cover them up. So now you're going to put another piece of score tape on the bottom. And again across the top. Ah, for flip's sake, can get more stuck to me than anywhere else. Okay, again, give it a burnish. Now you're also going to need a back panel, and your back panel measures 4.5 by 6.5, okay, and you're going to score it at 2 inches, and that's going to stick onto the back of there, but only put your glue up to that score line, the 2-inch score line, don't go past it. So I'm only going up, and this is where you're going to be able to write your verse or stamp your greeting. So you want to line it up with that. Okay. Now we're going to sort these out. So I'm going to straighten mine off. And I'm going to cut round that doodad because I want that swirl. Okay, and we're just going to straighten this top off as best we can. If you're good with scissors, you'll get yours straighter than mine, because I've not even got my glasses on. Okay, and that's going to stick on there over the top of our bottom. And what I meant to do, and I've not done, is die cut some snowflakes out. You can die cut some snowflakes out to put on either end there. And don't worry, that's not covered in his face, because when it stands up you won't even see it. So again, I'm just trying to straighten this off, because otherwise if I'd have done it with my trimmer, you'd have had my big head in your way and wouldn't have been able to see nothing. And that's about as straight as I'm going to get it, I think. Yep. So have I taught me to? Yeah, I have. And again, this won't fit directly across the top, but what you can do is cut yourself out some extra heat embossed snowflakes. Okay, so there is your step card, and on that 2-inch score line, what you're going to do is just bend that back gently, ever so gently, bend it back. So that is your stepper card. And as I say, I know you're looking at it from the camera angle, but when it's actually opened out, you can actually see Father Christmas and what's behind it. So there is your vintage Christmas card with a modern twist, and that's your side profile. Okay, so I hope you give that a go. And as I say, you could always put pearls, diamantes down the side, snowflakes, just to hide the rest of that where we've stuck on. But yeah, and it opens, it stands by itself. So I hope you give that a go. As I say, just a modern twist to a oldie. Okay, ladies and gents, hope to speak to you soon. Take care and bye for now. Bye.